Hi guys, my name's Maz Delasona and I'm an author, healer and coach. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. In today's video, I just wanted to share something that I usually would only share with my lightworker friends, but I felt a pull and felt called to share publicly and with others because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of insights, epiphanies, aha moments for you in me sharing this, and hopefully by me sharing this, it can help you on your own journey. So a little bit about me. I help people heal, release from their past trauma, pain, remove subconscious blocks and self-limiting beliefs so they can transform their lives and unleash their inner phoenix and start living the lives that they desire and deserve. In today's video, I just wanted to share something that was very personal, and just something that I've recently gone through just in the last few days. So I wanted to talk about triggers. First of all, what are triggers? You know, when someone says, does, or just something happens that really gets to you, like it really causes an inner reaction where I can't use the word trigger because I'm trying to explain what triggers are, where you're feeling anger, shame, guilt, you get upset, it just brings up emotions that don't feel good. Now, every time you are triggered, triggers are teachers. We can learn so much every time these feelings come up, and people are sent to us to help us bring these things to light. So next time you meet or have an interaction with someone where it triggers you, instead of pointing at the other person and judging them or wondering why they said this or why they did this and what, all of that stuff, and really reflecting, just looking at them projecting, because they're just projecting their own thoughts, feelings, insecurities and whatever about themselves. But this is actually the perfect opportunity for you to grow, shift, expand, because this person was sent to you to bring something to light that you weren't aware of. So I wanted to share because only a few days ago I was really triggered. Like, I haven't been triggered like this in so long. And it was actually someone that I knew tell me that I'm all about the money. Now, as a healer and coach and someone that comes from my heart in a place of service, love, integrity, truth, I know that's not true. However, I was really triggered when I was told this. I actually had tears welling up in my eyes. I was like, not at all. Like, I'm not. I knew that wasn't the truth. I know that's not the truth. However, what I then came to find in the next few days was it really got to me. Like, why was it getting to me so much? Like, it really, really bothered me, even though I knew this wasn't the truth. And the person that had said this, it was actually a reflection of them, because they are a lot about the money with what they do and everything else. However, it's not about them. This is about me and my journey and how I can use this trigger to grow and expand and shift and raise more awareness, self-awareness, and become a better person. So that night I went to bed, and when I woke up, I literally felt heavy, like so heavy. And because I'm so sensitive to energy, like I just knew, like, what is going on? I was so blocked up, all my chakras was blocked. I felt energetically drained and I couldn't move out of it. I even tried to do a self-healing, tried to do breath work, everything, and I really couldn't shift out of it, which then led me to spending some time sitting in this emotion. Sitting, leaning into it, exploring why I was so triggered at the fact that someone said that I was all about money. I knew 1,000% that that is not true. So why was it really getting to me? I could not shift this. And for 48 hours, I literally just felt like I haven't been hit like that or triggered like that since I can remember, for the longest time. And so I knew this was a time for me to learn more about me. Anyway, I sat with this and I had to get on with my day because my brother's wedding was on and just things were going on. But I couldn't get rid of this inner feeling of yuck and just feeling really upset, triggered. So when I did get some time alone, I then sat with this and explored. Okay, so I'm not about the money. I know that. So why did that trigger me so much? What's going on right now in my life? All right. So I'm actually in a place where I'm about to expand my business. I've just hired someone to come on board. Now, I do hire facilitators and stuff to help me with events and with retreats and stuff like that. However, this is someone helping me in my actual business on a more consistent basis. And I've never had to hire anyone before. So this is completely new to me. And I then realized with the person that I hired, I have a worry. I had a worry because it's like I'm bringing someone on. Before it was just me. So I'm fine. And so money was never an issue. Money always came and I would spend and invest and it was just an energetic flow. But now that I have someone coming on, there is a little part of me where I feel like I'm now responsible for someone else's income. And that brings up some fears. So I know I've got to move through that, learn, shift, and it's just another next level of me to expand and further into my business because I'm leveling up. Every next version of us requires a better version of us. So, but I was like, okay, there's that, but that doesn't explain why I'm triggered so much. It's got to be deeper than that because that's like this little part of it. So I'm thinking about money. Why is this triggering me so much? And then I started remembering, okay, 2 of my ex-boyfriends. My last one wasn't working. The one before that, I earned double what he earned. And I wasn't even earning that much either. It was like 80, 90K and he was earning like 40. And then the one before that wasn't working. So I was always paying for everything. And I'm the kind of person, I'm so generous, and I'm the kind of person that even though they weren't working, but both of them actually had families they'd always want to go see. So I would pay for little mini long weekends and holidays to travel up, see their families. And, you know, shouting them for a dinner or a seafood feast. And I would cover everything, which then added more responsibility to me because now I wasn't just looking out for me. I felt pressured to earn more money so I could afford to help my boyfriends. And so that's also relatable to the person I just hired into my business because I'm feeling the pressure to be responsible to help her in, you know, the business and her income to be secure and safe. Just like with my ex-boyfriends, I felt responsible and took on that responsibility to make sure they were comfortable as well. And I was like, okay, so there's a pattern now that I wasn't aware of. And then I thought, hang on, I also have another friend who is really struggling financially at the moment. And then I came to realize that with this friend, I'm always offering to cook for them, or I invite them over every time I eat, or if I know I'm going out, like, and it's like no skin off my nose, I invite them to come join me, bill on me. And I didn't realize, but subconsciously I was doing this because I knew that friend was struggling financially. And I know damn well what it feels like to struggle financially and not be able to eat well and eat and struggle to buy food, because I used to live on the streets. I've struggled a lot of my life, you know, and that's why I'm such a big foodie now. But I didn't realize I was doing this with my friend because I was taking on the responsibility of making sure they could eat well and they were fine, you know, when it came to food. because I know what it's like to go without. So again, here I am taking responsibility for someone else's burdens. So now that's definitely this pattern that's happening. And then that's when it hit me. Money. So when it comes to my clients, I then realize, and this is honestly the biggest so far, epiphany, insights I've got since becoming a healer. I don't like using that word, but helping people heal. A biggest revelation that this is freaking game changing for me. But when it comes to my clients and people that see me, because they pay me money, I then take on the responsibility that it is my job to make sure that they heal. It is my job. This is all subconscious. Because they pay me money, I have taken on the responsibility of their burdens. And it goes deeper than that. So if you have worked with me or done a healing with me or one of my coaching clients, you would know I'm so open to energy. It is insane. Like if I do an event, and I just recently did an event of 76 people, I was ruined after that. I need days off after an event because I'm in bed. I'm just swarmed with all the energy and have to do my own self-healings and clearing and everything else. And even with my one-on-one clients, I can feel everything that they're going through. Like I even have a client that stage 4 cancer, and like there's times when I've been on the toilet constipated in so much pain, not knowing what was wrong with me, and then later finding out that was one of her symptoms and the repercussions of being on chemo. So I was taking on her pain. I've had clients where they've had pain in their shoulders, their back. I would know exactly where they were hurting because that's where I would be hurting. I would feel everything, their emotions, their pain. And like after they would see me, they would feel great. But here I was feeling stuck with all of that pain that they were carrying, like actually, literally. So all my clients know this because it's just something that's been happening the whole time since I've started helping people heal. And I've just accepted that and taken it on. And then I do my own clearings and healings. But because I've been so booked out, my events are getting bigger, and now I'm going to be running a retreat. It's going to take its toll on my own physical body because I can't be doing that. And then I realized I had this client. Well, I have had this client, and she literally was one of my hardest because every time she saw me, she would tell me how much she wanted to kill herself. I've never seen someone so... She just really, like, she looked me right in the eye, looked straight into my eyes, telling me how she was done, she was done, she was done. And I believed her. I could see. She really believed she was done. And because she had paid me money, I had now taken on the responsibility that it was my job to make sure she wasn't done. And I needed to provide this service that I was offering because I couldn't stand, I didn't want to carry that burden of having someone that was a client then go and commit suicide while working with me. And that is probably the most heaviest burden that I've given myself since working with people. But then I thought to myself, hang on, she travels 2 hours to see me. There is a bit of hope because if she was really, really done, she wouldn't travel 2 hours here and back to see me. So there's got to be hope, but wasn't very open at the beginning. So it was just me tapping into what was going on. And I just felt all the pain that she's ever felt through childhood, since she was born basically, and now she's a grandmother. And it just hurts because, like, to think of someone that has just lived their whole life suffering and not been able to enjoy any of it for like decades freaking hurts me. That's the first time I've ever cried about a client. And then I saw this client that I was struggling with again. I know beforehand I was just like, come on, guides, angels, ancestors, my social, everyone, please help me. Spirit, please help me, help her. And I'd taken on this burden, this responsibility that wasn't mine to carry, because of the pain and struggle she was going through, because she was paying me money. So there's the money. And after I had seen her, oh my God, I was ruined for days. She felt amazing. It was one of the most powerful sessions that I've ever had with anyone. She had such great breakthroughs, literally released so much of that low vibrational energy stuck within her physical body. She met with her guides. She met with ancestors that gave her insights and downloads, and she was a totally different woman. It was the first time I ever saw her where she genuinely was happy and just in so much gratitude, because mind you, she freaking hated everything before that. She couldn't even think of one thing to be grateful for. So to see her sitting in this, when that happened, I seen her having all these breakthroughs and just this shift, her aura even changed. I cried. I was crying so much sitting there in front of her, just because it just brought me so much happiness to see. But the thing is, I was ruined for days because I'd taken on everything. Everywhere that she was feeling physical pain, I was feeling it. We were talking about it. I could feel it here. I could feel it in my lower back. She was like, yep, that's where. She's like, I'm not even hurting there anymore. Yeah, because I'd taken it all on. And I was ruined for days. Luckily, the weekend come up. However, I was just able to get myself better for the event that I was running with 76 people. And then even after that, being so open, afterwards, as soon as everyone left, I was actually, it's what I mean, this is the stuff that I'd share with my worker friends, and I'm sharing this publicly. But as soon as everyone left and it was just me and the facilitators, I was literally went up to the other facilitators, and luckily my sister Giaya, I was like, honey, can you see this? Because I just had this big low vibrational energy that was choking my upper heart chakra. So I get a lot of my power from my upper heart chakra, which is here. And it was just choking me, and it was hurting. It physically was stinging and hurting. And I was like, oh my God, can you see this? Because I was trying to remove it in the bathroom without anyone knowing, and I was just having struggles removing it. And luckily she too can also remove energies and okay, this is now being filmed on my phone because my battery just died, which is strange because it was full when I turned it on. So I think I was sharing something that Spirit said, no, I'm not meant to share that. So I'll continue on with the story. But luckily, my sister Giaya helped me just clear and remove this thing that I'd taken on. And I was literally in the bin, energetically purging. I was vomiting nothing, just energy into this bin. And my other facilitator, beautiful sister Steph, she was holding my hair back while this was happening. Now, all my facilitators are energy healers, so we all understand and knew what was going on. I'm just so lucky to have had them. But that was the first time I was like that straight after an event. And I guess it's because we were holding down such a big container. 76 people, that's my biggest event yet. And again, it's because they were paying me money to come for healing, to help. And I was taking on everyone's burdens. I subconsciously felt responsible for everyone's burdens, people I cared about, and especially those that were paying me money for help. So that's where the money comes in. So I'm not about money, but the money helped me, being triggered by that statement, helped me to recognize this pattern that I was doing. Now, in a few days, I'm actually going to be holding my first retreat, which will be 4 days, 3 nights. And to be honest, I've been a little bit scared, worried about how I'm going to be, because usually a day after an event, and doing like a group healing, I need to have the day off. I've got nowhere to hide on retreat. I'm literally day in, day out, there's going to be healings and I'm going to be sitting in this space, in this container. And I was a little bit worried, like how I'm going to be if I'm so open and I take on all these energies, you know, helping other people release them and then taking them on myself. I'd actually booked the week off after that. And in that time, I'm also going to see someone else to help me with clearing. Like, I've basically prepared for the fact that I'm going to be a mess after. I'm excited to be doing this retreat because I can't wait to see everyone's transformations, the expansion, the growth, the shifts, just how everyone changes. And obviously I'm not about the money because, to be honest, I'll just be completely upfront here. With retreat, I'm actually losing money doing this by the time I pay expenses and pay for the facilitators, accommodation, food, everything else. And having that week off after and everything, like, I actually am losing money doing this retreat. So I know, I'm not doing this work for the money. But that trigger, that statement, someone saying that, brought to my attention this. So if I'm subconsciously taking on responsibility for everyone's burdens, because especially if they pay me, because this has been a pattern, not even just people that pay me, like I said, with friends, with someone I've taken on in my business, you know, with ex-boyfriends. So I subconsciously take on the responsibility of everyone else's pain. That no longer serves me. And I had my biggest aha moment. Holy shit. Me doing this is probably why this whole last year I have been feeling everyone's pain, taking on everyone's physical pain, emotional pain, all their traumas and all their crap, because I subconsciously felt responsible for it. So I have people walking away from me feeling so good and me just left in, ugh, yucky. That is why that's happening. And my guides came and said to me, actually, it was just yesterday, I had a beautiful Kundalini activation. That beautiful sister, and she activated my Kundalini activated me with this beautiful Pax energy. Anyway, it's more feminine energy. And while we were going through that meditation, my guides came to me and they took everyone's pain off me, because I turned up there just feeling so flat, so heavy, the worst I've felt in a long time. And I shared this with her. I'm like, just run my biggest event. The healings that I've had this week have been, whoa, massive and heavy. And I'm feeling so flat. So this is perfect timing, all in divine timing, right? And while I was through that meditation, my guides, my angels, they took all of that heavy away from me. And they said, you don't need to carry everyone's pain. You don't need to do that. We are working with you. Give it to us. See, before I would take it on and then clear and give it to them. But I'd have to sit in that. And so now I understand, and they've said, like, learn to trust. It goes, they work through me while I do the healing, but I don't even need to be close to their pain. I don't need to know what it is. I don't need to understand. I'm not a psychic. People don't pay me for the psychic readings. And right now I can feel and know everything about what's going on with them, and I literally take it on. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm just here to help people release them from these burdens, this pain, this trauma, allow them to grow, expand, experience shifts, and transform. I don't need to be so closely attached to this emotion, their traumas, anything, and it is not my responsibility to carry. So literally what my guides told me is they can just work through me as they do, and instead of me feeling it and taking it all on, I can literally just give the pain, the traumas straight to them without me even being anywhere close to it. One of my mentors had actually kind of told me this, but like, as life goes, we need to go through it to learn our own lessons, right? You can tell people things, but you know, you don't fully understand till you're going through it. But this was a massive epiphany for me, because I'm like, holy crap, I don't need to feel responsible. And I didn't realize I was doing this. This is all subconscious. It is not my responsibility to take on anyone's pains, anyone's burdens, anyone's hardships. It is not mine to carry. And just having that epiphany, I now know I'm so ready for retreat. I'm not going to take on anyone's pains, physical, emotional traumas, anyone's crap. I'm just there to help. And I'm just there to hold this space. And I'm so excited now, because now I'm not worried or anxious about having to deal with this after. Like, I know I'm ready to hold down this container. But literally, that is the process of what I went through, how I was able to quickly shift triggers, and why triggers are our teachers. Regardless where you are at in your journey, every time you're triggered, it can teach you something. And a lot of the time, sometimes these triggers come up to show us something else that is not even anything to do with that. You know, like, this is a small, money for me was a small part of it, but it helped lead me to what I really needed to learn. And the lesson for me was, it is not my responsibility to take on anyone's pain or trauma. I don't need to be so close to it. So I hope by me sharing this, this allows you to understand how I can quickly shift and move through my own shadow work, my own growing, my own expansion. This is how I do my own self-development and self-awareness process. And that was, luckily, that was only a few days. You know, that's actually a lot longer than what it takes me now, because that was a really big thing that I needed to work through and learn and understand and now embody, which I'm going to be able to do shortly, because I have a client in an hour. But that is how my process works. And what I actually do with my clients is I help them go through their own processes, bring things up to light that they are not aware of. Energetic blocks, subconscious blocks, anything that is blocking them from being in their own power, because we are all powerful beings. We really are. We're all divine, powerful beings, and we've all just forgotten who we really are. And we're all here in different parts and different stages of the timeline. We're just in different places, and we're all just helping each other rise as a collective. So that is how my process works, and that's what I do with my own clients, regardless of where they are on their journey. I help them be able to shift, bring these things to light, shift, move through that, cipher through that, and then be able to grow, expand, embody their new awareness so they can start living lives in alignment. And if you do need any help with that, I have been booked out all year, but I'm able to now take on a couple more one-on-one clients. I'll post a link down below so you can see more info on that. But I really hope this video helps and just triggers your own aha moments, epiphanies, insights, and just, I hope you found this valuable. I know I haven't been on here for a while, so I just really felt called to share. But if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. And if you haven't already, if you do like this kind of content, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you would like to join my community, hit the big red button down below, hit subscribe so you can keep up to date with all of my new uploads. Until next time.